Well, hello, welcome back to Ravenwood Acres. Today we got a first look at the diesel heater. This is an 8kW model, the Vevor. So it's Vevor. We'll show you a little bit more here in a minute. It is the model number XMZ-D1. All right, so I'm going to show you some of the components it comes with. Then we'll get it set up. I had to go to YouTube to kind of figure out how to set this up. And of course, I don't have it set up yet, but I have the general idea. So this manual that it comes with is, like many Chinese things that come direct from China, right, has very poorly translated from Chinese to English. But it doesn't really, it covers operations, but doesn't cover, as you see here, it mainly just talks about how to, turn things on and some fault codes, like all these little fault codes and what you do to correct it, which is fine. That's great. But it doesn't discuss any of the setup of this heater. So I'll show you just real quick here. Comes with a little muffler with some mounting brackets and hardware. 4 hose clamps for these. Like this is the exhaust tube. This is the intake tube, which this little filter is separate, but it's just basically like a little air filter with some screens on it. That's just probably to keep you from, bugs getting in there, or for you sucking in debris or something like that into the intake, into the burner assembly. These large tubes are for this right here. Sorry, hit the camera. This is the outlet tube where you're going to get your heat from, which is expandable, but there's some upgrades out there that I've already seen that look like pretty good options depending on how you're configuring it and how you're using this. I've already got some diesel in it. Let's see, did I miss anything? Comes with that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it has this, oh, one more thing. It has, where did I hide it from myself? All right, has a little remote. The setup here, you see this display. Let me move you over a little bit. I've heard already, I haven't even fired it up yet. Runs off 12 volt DC. It says 40 watts is what it's rated at. So that's your draw, probably on high. But this display, I guess, can be a little confusing. So we're going to get into that. Okay, so real quick before we get on to like plumbing up the exhaust and the intake and firing this thing up for the first time, I just popped the cover off to see what all lied within. And first thing I know, if you see, I already put fuel in here. This tank just sits in here and it's held in by the sheet metal that goes over the top with these really low quality latches here that are just I don't know, pretty low quality. I think I will upgrade and add some sort of strapping, whether it's metal or a nylon or something like that, across there and attached to here. It's sitting on this little sheet metal shelf that's bent. It still has that little plastic stuff on it that a lot of metal comes with. So it's really slick. So I can't imagine just going down the road, because these things are meant to, be set up in like van conversions or guys that use it for overlanding. We're going to use this for a couple different things in the beginning. In the beginning, I'm going to just use it to help heat the workshop as I test it out. And then we're building some other stuff that we'll eventually use this for, or maybe get another one. But I just want to show you the interior real quick. Obviously, you got your fuel tank, your main heating unit, and the pump right here. So probably a solenoid and fuel pump all in one. That's pretty much it, other than the control unit up front that I already showed you with the LCD screen. So let's get started with getting it all set up to run. I don't know what that one indication is. Let me test my battery. Just running this off of a deep cycle I have here in the shop. should be fully charged, but it might not be. No, it's 12.3 volts, so should have no issues. I don't know. My workshop's a mess. Temperatures in Celsius there you see 11, 10. That's, I have a analog gauge in here, and that's okay. Sounds like got an indication down there. Assume that's the pump, or it's priming probably. And yes, I am running this inside. For the fun police out there, I'm sure I'll get a comment or two about that. You can hear that starting to speed up. Getting a little bit of airflow out of the exhaust side. Airflow coming out of the heat port here. Of course, you can tell it says the blower fan's running right there. So, sorry, let me move you in a little closer. Starting to get a little bit of a, oh, I hear sounds like an ignition. No heat yet. Starting to feel a little bit of heat there. All right, so I know it's probably a little bit hard to hear me. This thing seems to be up and fully running. I'm getting off the blower side about 90, 80, about 90 degrees. Now if you see it in there, there's that I'm getting like 300 degrees. That thing gets hot. The exhaust is running around 100, 200, 220, 40. Okay, wrapping up here, final thoughts. We're going to get this set up a little more permanently so we can run it here in the workshop, test it out throughout the winter. Uses a heat source. This will give us a good idea of what this is something that we'll continue to use or purchase additional models to use while we're on the road or off-grid properties, whatever may be. The thing I really like about it is it is portable per se. It does run off 12 volts, which allows you to run it during, power outages, whether it's off of old deep cycle battery, car battery, one of your power banks, like power packs or banks, like our EcoFlows that we like to use here. It gives you lots of options. Seems to produce a decent amount of heat. Of course, it's not going to heat a whole house. I mean, look at this unit, but it's not that big. But you can get a long tube, much longer, obviously, than this, about 18 to 24 inch tube. You can get long tubes. There's kits, or people talk about they're 3-inch, pretty common, and run it in. It could be running sitting outside somewhere well away from your house. Always use a carbon monoxide detector if you're using something like this, and pipe it into a room in your house during a power outage and heat that room. Everyone sleeps, on the floor or whatever with sleeping bags, and hey, you're surviving. So anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check us out at theravenwoodacres.com. Check out our other social media links down below, and have a great day.